Alright, so now today we are going to do fractions. Alright, so we've already done addition of fractions and just go over them a bit more. You can even make your own problems for adding fractions and make sure you're completely familiar with that. But today we're going on with a different topic, subtracting fractions. Now, actually, it is a very similar to addition of fractions. So, let's say I gave you a half, for example. So, let's start with a simple one, with the same denominator. Remember that. 3/4 minus 1/4. So again, same as adding, we keep the denominator and the numerator gets subtracted in this case. So 3 minus 1, well, that's 2. Now remember our simplifying rule. Divide the numerator and the denominator by a number you can see, and you can see 2 goes into both of them. So 2/4 equals a half. So there you've done it, your first subtraction of fractions. 3/4 minus 1/4 equals a half. Alright, so I'll give you 2 more of those, and after that we'll do things with different denominators. So, 7/10 minus 5/10, and do that, and I'll just tell you the answer once you've done it. And this is a bit of a challenge question. Do this. So, and if you're having a bit of trouble, it's all right. It's a bit of a challenge question. All right. So, by the way, that dash there has no meaning. All right. So here, now I'm going to tell you the answer right now is 2/10. But that I would not say that as the right answer, because we have to use our simplifying rule, and 2 again goes into this, so it becomes 1/5. So that is the right answer. And now let's do this one. Well, as you can see, 8/10 is smaller than 9/10. So what we're going to do, we have to go into minus territory. So that's below 0. Now, how to do minus things? If you can see something's bigger than something else, but it's getting subtracted from something, put the bigger number in front of the smaller number and do the subtraction there. So you'd get 1/10. But if you have to do that, you always have to put a minus sign in front. So therefore, you get minus 1/10. So there you go. So now, what are we going to do now? We are going to do with different denominators. So let's try with something, for example, like 7/8 minus, I don't know, 3/4. Sorry, that's just my sister there. Alright, so 7/8. Well, let's think about this. What did we do in addition? We had the denominators, and what we did, we changed the denominators to get them to the lowest common denominator. Well, I'm going to leave this one to you. If you watched the addition video, you might have thought about the answer, because it's very similar. I'll give you that clue. But if you didn't, and that's all right, because when I first did it, I found it quite difficult, so don't worry. So what we're going to do, we see this 4 and we see this 8. So what's the lowest common denominator? Well, 4 goes into 8 straight away. So 8 stays the same. And 4, what times by 4 to get to 8? That's 2. And times both sides. So keep the minus, minus 6/8. And what does that become? 1/8. And now what we're going to do Now, in the next question, we are going to do something similar, but involving something from here. Sorry, but I didn't mean to cross out the answer. And something from here, sort of combining the two. Alright, so here we go. Let's go. So, anything it could be. 4/9, for example, minus, I don't know, 7/4. So I'll leave that up to you. That's a challenge. So pause the video now and try and do that one. And if you're having trouble, don't worry, because it's definitely a very hard question. Alright, so now I'll reveal the answer, or how to do it more so. So thinking about what is the lowest common denominator first. That's what we do first. Well, thinking about it, does 4 go into 9? No. So what's next after 9? 18. Does 4 go into 18? No. What's next after 18? 27. Does 4 go into 27? No again. Now what's next after 27? Well, so 9 times by 4, in this case, 36. Does 4 go into 36? Yes. So therefore, what times by 9 to get to 36? What number times by 9 is it? 4. So times the top number by 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And remember, it's 36 on the bottom. And now, what number times by 4 to get to 36 is it? It's 9. So 9 times by 7 is 63 on 36. Alright, we haven't finished the problem yet. So remember what we got to do. Well, let's just first look at it. Which number is bigger? Well, 63 is bigger than 16. So, but the thing is, 63 is being minused. So what we got to do, we got to put the minus sign there, and then we just got to do 63 minus 16. Obviously, 63 on 36 minus 16 on 36. So let's think about it. What's 63 minus 16? Well, 63 minus 10 is 53, and 53 minus by 6 is 47. If I'm not mistaken. And so therefore it will be 47 on 63. Alright, so that was the hardest question. It was quite difficult. If you didn't get it, pretty much it's just combining this concept with this concept. And remember, you always have to get the lowest common denominator, find the lowest common denominator, in this case 36, get both of them to the lowest common denominator, and then minus one thing from the other. And if the minus thing is bigger than the positive than the plus thing, then you got to swap them around, but remember to put the minus there. Anyway, I hope I didn't get you too confused, but I'll have to say goodbye.